Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Coming to you live from Independence Square. I came down here to film this tree in all its glory. $140,000. How is this worth $140,000? Now, what I'm telling you here, I'm willing to say it's worth $5,000 in material. I'm trying to get you now to understand that that worth $10,000 complete with a push. So how were they able to get away with selling it to the nation as $140,000? How? How could it possibly be under any circumstances? Look at this. Look at this. And tell me, how is this $140,000? Who is the madman that approved this? Who? Look at what they have draped on it. Behind me is Excellence Stores. But in that direction, 3 blocks over, is Charlotte Street. What they're trying to make into Chinatown. And on that Charlotte Street, Chinatown, those lights and those garlands that you're seeing wrap around this steel frame, I assume it's steel, those lights and garlands in total are worth $2,000. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this insanity. How did the mayor of Port of Spain think? Who among his welding partners did he give this job? Why would he think? Because all of the metal in this exists after the tree stunt done. It's bolted, so it's just take apart and reuse. So that the only cost is the erection of the steel. But the garlands and the lights that they drape on it, I want you to watch what it is. I want you to watch. Pay attention. Pay attention to this. Look at what it is. You seeing this? I need to know that you're seeing what it is. You seeing what it is? This is imported from China, 50 cents a ton. You seeing what it is? Look at the lights. Look at the lights. Look at this. This is a criminal act in the name of Christmas. This is misbehavior in public office. Joel Martinez has to answer to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm watching poor Cipriani statue face inside of there. Cipriani face, watch him, he looking shame. That this is the Trinidad he fight for. Look at it. Mr. Martinez, we are going to bring official requests to you for a scope of works and a line item cost of this monstrosity. There are homeless people in spitting distance of this waste of public funds. Nobody is gathered around it looking at it in awe. There are no little children singing carols. This did nothing for nobody other than whoever benefited from this contract. I have been told it is the same person who Martinez gave the contract to paint the cenotaph in Memorial Square for $500,000. Now, that one's serious because Martinez don't have, as mayor, don't have the authority to give any contracts above $300,000. And if he gave a sole select contract to paint the cenotaph in Memorial Square for $500,000, he has broken the law and is guilty of misbehavior in public office. If that is the case, and central government paid the bill, central government is guilty of conspiring to misbehave in public office and to deceive the nation of public funds. The Progressive Empowerment Party is not accepting anymore that this is how public officials in Trinidad and Tobago will be allowed to operate. We will, utilizing the law, act on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago and bring waste like this to an end without even holding office. We will ensure that the Commissioner of Police and the Director of Public Prosecutions have everything they need to do their job. Everything they need. I don't have $1 to give you right now. After. I'm doing a live video here. After. Alright. After. I'm busy. Alright? I don't have $2 to give you. Walk away. See? Mr. Martinez? That's what you should have spent the $140,000 on. This man begging for $2. You can't swing a cat in this country now without encountering people in desperate need. Homeless. Our lowest classes have become working poor and destitute. Our middle class collapsing. But as long as you have friends in public office, you could get $140,000 contract to erect this grotesque and macabre affront to Christmas and Christianity. I will leave that up to the Archbishop to deal with. But how, in any stretch of any imagination, is that worth $140,000? Look at that abuse. You want to see why it is abusive? Because right across the road from it are people who sleep on the cold concrete pavement under the shelter of the bank awning that Mr. Martinez could have taken that money. Look at how people live right here. Look at that. Is this more national pride? Look at that. Trinidad and Tobago. You see it? Look at that. $140,000. $140,000 here. And so much desperate need there. How you going? All is well?
Yeah, man, happy to hear everything, man. What are you doing now? They flip you.
Another live video here. Showing the waste of public funds here. That's $140,000 this cost. $140,000. That ain't worth 5,000.
And like in poor boy, real poor.
And look across here.
Yeah, like in poor.
Things good otherwise?
I'm going to get 9 o'clock bus day.
Get home safely.
Yeah. We will do for now, breakfast, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably breakfast.
Yeah, let me see.
Boy. Hey, Uncle Eddie going?
Going good, man.
Tell them ask him, you know.
I will.
Thanks, I see my children a long time, boy. Tell him he'll leave it a fix back.
Alright, I'll bring him
Tell him
up.
that for me.
I'll bring him up, right?
Yeah.
Take care. Everybody in need. And you put people in public office and they take public funds and waste it like this. Where are the people who are supposed to have responsibility for safeguarding this country's treasury from abuses like this? How was this arrived at? Was a tender put out for a Christmas tree on Cipriani statue? How did they arrive at the $140,000 here? What they thought the nation would bear? When you break that down, and that steel goes back to whoever owns that steel, those lights and garlands that are worth $5,000, throw away. Because I doubt they wrapping it up to reuse it. How was that $140,000? This is an example of the insanity that is Trinidad and Tobago. Look at the condition of this place. Look at the condition of this bench. Mr. Martinez, why you didn't spend that $140,000 replacing the benches that the people of Port of Spain have to use? Why? How do you explain the choice to build this and ignore so many other needs? Should Joel Martinez continue on as mayor after this? We are going to request of the Port of Spain City Corporation a breakdown of all these costs. But we want to know the conditions under which this contract was awarded, because we need to know that there was some sort of transparency or an attempt at it. Because if not, if this last year before an election, these office holders don't give a damn about the people of this country, then you must show up election day and punish them. But more importantly, the Commissioner of Police and the Director of Public Prosecutions, in the shadow of that 140,000 waste, in the shadow of it, look at this bench. Look at the condition of this bench. You telling me Joel Martinez, mayor, don't have the common sense to spend that money repairing or replacing these benches? I want to know who got this contract. want to know the terms under which that contract was awarded. I think we will be guided better when we get that information. This is a reflection of hatred. No compassion for the people. Living in pure homeless misery. But you could spend $140,000. Look right there. It takes a special kind of jackass to ignore that much suffering and spend the money on that. Tell me, Trinidad and Tobago, if this is in any way acceptable. $140,000. Is that in any way acceptable? Ask yourself. When there are people in this country across from this light living like this. Good night. All is well? Feeding them? Good night?
Yeah.
Good job. You know that costs $140,000.
Oh, really?
104. There are people living homeless poverty all around it, and that the mayor paid
And is the
$140,000.
mayor actually now he trying, well, we did it with Dervish Mirage and
But yeah.
the homeless kitchen, he trying to stop us from feeding the homeless.
I saw what they do. We feed them regularly. We feed them every Christmas, and they're trying to turn the car park into a jail
Yeah.
by Riverside Plaza
Yeah, well, he trying to say, get them to go to Riverside Plaza.
and lock them in.
And feed them there. Like, really. How the hell you gonna get them to go there in the first place?
This man shouldn't be mayor of Port of Spain. This man have no heart for nobody. He have no heart
He
for
just,
nobody.
he don't have plans, so he's just trying to destroy everybody else's plans.
But this here,
That's ridiculous.
that is reason to remove him from office, and we are going to request information to identify how they came up with that.
140,000. Yeah, we coming, sorry.
Yeah, good job though. I'll turn away from you. If you don't want us, if you don't want a star. You all good? Yeah. How you going? All is well? Live from Independence Square, Port of Spain. Eh? Artisty already. Thank you. Live from Independence Square, Port of Spain. Good night. You got water? Look, take this one. You don't want it? The man just take the last one. Look at how people are living. You got one? You want one? Yeah. while the mayor and the office holders continue.
This voice sounding familiar.
You good?
Yeah, the voice there.
I come to do my live video live from Independence Square tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
Good night, sir. I come to highlight. I come to highlight this tree. How you feel about that tree?
How much money they pay for
$140,000.
Nah, man, don't talk about 40,000.
No, I telling you. That's why I don't hit tonight.
They pay for that?
It goes and go and touch and see what it is. All is well, sir. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Good night, man. Good night. Good night. Good night. We live from Independence Square where the people are.
You never live that dog, eh?
Eh?
Never.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tomorrow we drop in a calypso call 9 o'clock in the morning, so wait. It's gone again. Ah, God, yeah. Go and sit. Go and get a seat and a chair.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Good and decent people in this country. All of these people here. I know it's hard to contemplate this, eh? But you see, the oil and the gas that came out the ground for free, just dig a hole, the pitch, guess who it belonged to? All of them too. It belonged to you, it belonged to me, and it belonged to them. It don't belong to the 1% and the contract mafia that rip off all the money and gone. It don't belong to Call the Heart and Johnny O'Halloran and SIS and all of these names. This rogue gallery, Ish and Steve, and all of these contract mafia men that have made off with hundreds of millions and billions of dollars while people live like this. While people live like this. Everybody laughing. They have no way I could go in Trinidad without gunman in your hole. But that is how it is. They don't know you for something, they're going to know me for that. I go, my boy. But Trinidad and Tobago, joke and fun aside. Today, we exposed that the Prime Minister is spending $60 million to dredge Port of Spain Harbour. The people who invent the dredging machine say, for it to be worth $60 million, he had to be dredging as much soil as there is in Tobago. So we're dredging the size of Tobago out of the port. That we're not. So it's corruption and it's theft and you have to answer. And this $140,000 is corruption and theft and they have to answer. Like the $17 million they spend on a cottage. $17 million on a cottage that was already existing. It needed some roof repairs, some floor repairs, some plumbing, some electrical. It ain't worth $1 million worth of work. They gave Unicom a contract for $17 million. Like the $89 million they spent renovating the existing president's house. Every contractor worth their salt in this country looked at the job that was done there, say they can't find $20 million worth of work. How it reached $89 million? The government is robbing the people. We are being looted by shirt and tie bandits appointed to office or elected to office, and this is unacceptable and we have to say so. For as long as there are people in public office willing to do what Joel Martinez did here, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago have to stand up for this country. This is unacceptable. $140,000. Mr. Martinez, I promise you, this $140,000, this waste of money here will be your legacy. You heartless, uncompassionate waste of time. So many people desperate for a meal all around this waste of funds. And that's what you did with $140,000 of public funds. You have to be a madman. You have to be a madman. We have to get to the bottom. All of these people who have benefited from friends in office giving out contracts. Food kitchens like Devesh Maharaj and his crew. are the people that live in Waters, Jericho Project. Those are the people that keep these people holding on, making it through the day. While the people in public office with responsibility to look after the well-being of all the people have absolutely no interest in nothing but fixing themselves and their friends. So citizens of this country will live like this. How are you going, my friend? Citizens of this country will live like this, and there will be nobody to come and look after them because we keep electing jackasses to office. We have to fix that. Trinidad and Tobago, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. There is no way, by any stretch of the imagination, could Joel Martinez account for that $140,000. He must be made to answer. Mr. Martinez, consider this your notice. You must answer how you and your friends arrived at $140,000 for that waste of a structure. In the name of Christmas, all you rob people. In the name of Christmas, all you fool people. Huh? Mr. Martinez, explain yourself. Mr. Martinez, account for how this cost the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not you, not your family, not your friends, how this cost the people of Trinidad and Tobago $140,000. Explain that, Mr. Mayor of Port of Spain. Explain that. Coming to you live from Independence Square. Good night, everybody. Coming to you live Mr. Mayor, you have no shame. Mr. Mayor, you have no heart. Mr. Martinez, you have no consideration. Yes, good night, sir. Mr. Martinez, look at this gentleman here in the red jersey, playing hockey with his KFC cup. Mr. Martinez, you have no compassion for people. You are the mayor of Port of Spain. Look at Port of Spain. Look at the condition of the burgesses of Port of Spain, the citizens that make up the capital of our country. And you go to bed tonight safe and comfortable, having wasted $140,000 of the people's money, while the people who you should have used that money to help live like this. You are heartless. I'm not asking you to spend $1 of your own money. That might choke you. But to take public funds, Joel, to take public funds and do this, they should fire you, charge you, prosecute you, make you pay back every cent, and jail whoever charged Trinidad and Tobago $140,000 for that waste of freaking time. The country that we want, we will never get as long as people continue to be fooled by these waste of time stunt artists masquerading as politicians in this country. There is no way that waste of time is worth $140,000. This is an abomination. This is misbehavior in public office. This is a crime committed by the highest officers in the land. And Trinidad and Tobago, minutes to 9 o'clock tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, how do we continue to accept such disservice from people drawing massive salaries, pushing you aside on the road with blue lights? And they're not there with the divine rights of kings. They're there because we, stupid as we are, keep electing these people to office. Trinidad and Tobago, it is time, it is way past time to get rid of these mocking pretenders and stunt artists. This country is broken, failing. It is a narco state, a banana republic, a cesspool, a shithole. Everything that you could think that could be wrong with a country is wrong with Trinidad and Tobago because of government come and government go. The problem with this country is the governments. We have had criminals masquerade as leaders for too long. It is time to use public office to the betterment of all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It is time to elect to office people willing to prosecute those capable of this type of atrocity. Mr. Martinez, this is not the end of this conversation. Get your documents in order. We are coming to find out how you justify taking $140,000 in these hard times to spend it on that waste of time. Coming to you live from capital of Trinidad and Tobago, Port of Spain, Independence Square, 9 o'clock in the evening. I am Philip Edward Alexander, and we demand a better Trinidad and Tobago. Until tomorrow, stay safe.